We are live at 5. What's going on, everybody? So today we're doing a chat. We're doing a chat a little bit late, but it's just a touch up. I did send out in the community a banner for next Friday. So we're going to do that one next Friday, and I think that's kind of cool to send out the banners before the actual chats. The banners also, I'm calling them banners. The thumbnails also go in the classroom. Okay, so if any of you are out there who want to sign on, you guys can go ahead and sign on. I'm just pretty much going to go over the medical terminology book because remember the week that just passed, you guys should be on um, orientation. And some of you who are starting today or thinking about starting whichever Saturday, they start on the orientation first. Okay. And the orientation is in your new packet. When you download your courses, it's in there. There's a video already in there, and that video is an archive chat of orientation. So if I'm doing orientation live, it's basically the same thing that you guys already have. It's just a current date, but I'm basically talking about the same thing that's actually in that orientation. So let me know if you kind of get stuck on that. I wanted to I wanted to share my screen. I'm not sure if this is because I don't have the other program because we're still using this one and it's just not allowing me to do it. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to use Zoom or Teams to share my screen with you guys. But there's a chat in there on Teams already. So some of you who just started the class and you want to go over the Teams, there's a chat in there. And if you do have a question on it, you guys can go ahead and send me an email, a text, or something like that. Okay, I'll get it. But if you can't get in on the live, that's fine. I didn't have time to shoot this out so I can make sure everybody got on. But if you guys have questions and you're reviewing this in archive, just send me an email or a text. So, yes. So this week that just passed should have been orientation. If you guys are not done with reading your documentation and going over your archive in regards to the orientation, just try to finish with that on Monday, and then you're going to go ahead and start on your schedule. The schedule is in the chat. I did put one in the chat so you guys can see it. So look down and see if you guys see one in there. It's going to say schedule in there. Um, I'm just kind of looking on the iPad. You guys can't see it anyway if I try to show you on this iPad because it's like you can't really see anything. But it's in there. It's in one of the chats, and make sure you look at one of the chats. And don't make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. They're telling me like 60% people look at my videos and they don't subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Yeah, y'all should see some of the stuff I have in there before where, you know, I have posters everywhere. Subscribe to my channel. So make sure you guys subscribe when you guys are looking at the videos. This video is mainly about retaining. Um, I'm going to do another one in regards to W-2 to 1099. That's not going to be in this one, so I'm not even going to talk about that in this one because I'm going to make a whole nother thumbnail for that one. So that schedule that I'm telling you guys about, that schedule are the days that I'm in the Sapphire portal. So when you guys first register for the class, inside your orientation, there's a schedule in there. When you guys see that schedule, I know you can't see the schedule that I have, but when you guys see that schedule, it kind of looks something like this. I know you can't really see it, but and it's not mirrored. I can tell it's not mirrored by looking at it. But you got when you go in there, you're going to see the schedule like this, and this schedule just kind of keeps you on track. It keeps you on track because if you start other than the 15th, you need to stay on track. Everybody's not on the same page, so that's why I have open enrollment. But the 15th is the core open enrollment. Everybody should be enrolling on the 15th. But there is open enrollment. Well, you can enroll today. So, I have a few that's, question about today. So that's fine. As long as you have downloaded the program from the bookstore. Remember, go to the website and then go to the bookstore. Okay. So everything is in that bookstore. So don't forget, I need to give you a code to download the rest of those courses. And in the Sapphire portal, I do have a chat on YouTube where it says navigate through Sapphire portal. So, Ebony, take a look at that and you'll be able to navigate. If we don't get a chance to do one on one this week coming, make sure you go on that. I'll try to keep in touch with you through Sapphire portal since you have your email already and you can get into the Teams portal. Okay, so again, that's your schedule. Take a look at that schedule. Those of you who are new, look at the schedule. Okay, you guys archive this, pull up your work that you got already in your orientation, because you shouldn't be on any of your core courses. You should only be on orientation right now. And I know yesterday was Good Friday, so and that's what happened yesterday. I realized it was Good Friday, and I could not do that chat. So I don't do chat mostly on days like that. So we're not going to do that. And then Sunday, I try to do chat after the Lord's Day, so like after 3 or something like that, not during the time when we should be praising. So that's why I didn't do chat yesterday, that Friday. So we're going to continue with that on the next Friday. Okay, so you guys know my channel is about education. It's not just about billing and coding. I might be talking about something, I don't know, but you guys know me. As you can see, we talked about the gastric bypass. We talked about the Wegovy. We talked about Ozempic, and you guys saw me. I was literally melting away. So we're gonna talk about that again. I'm gonna do a follow up on the weight. Um, as you guys can see, the gills, the gill looking thing, I just was driving me nuts. So hi, how are you? So we're just kind of talking in the midst and giving an update. Okay. Well, day's going well. My day's going well. One of my besties took me out to a nice restaurant called Southern Kitchen. It was a beautiful, beautiful restaurant. And we had, I don't know what it is, crab something. I'm not used to those exotic, different type of things, but y'all know that. I'm like plain Jane. So, yeah, I had a wonderful day. And yours, how was your day? Mine was good to hear. I hope yours was good to hear too. Okay, so you guys make sure you look at that schedule. So we were talking about this chat being about retaining. Okay, great. Okay, good. Make sure when you guys are starting your courses, your prerequisite courses, that you are in training to retain your information. So make sure that you have index cards, and make them like flashcards, notebook. I don't care what you have. Always write down something that you think you're going to have a hard time with, because index cards are going to help you to study. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to show you was the medical terminology book. Now, the medical terminology book is in an ebook. I'm going to show you your medical terminology book that you're going to be using. Okay, when you go into your medical terminology course, that book is already in there. You don't need to do anything with it. It's in there already. Okay, and like I said, some of you want to do those exercises that don't have the answers. That's fine. I have the teacher's guide. I can give you the answers. Okay, so if you want to do that one, that's fine. And again, The language of medicine book has not changed that much. This is your version. Okay, this is your version. When you go in there, this will be your medical terminology book. And I know, some of you guys like hard copy, that's fine. You probably can get a hard copy for probably $5 or 10 if you go on thrift.com. Okay. So that's your book. When you go in there, you will see your book. Now, some of you did send me an email in regards to doing the exercises. You can do the exercises if you want to. That's fine. The answers are in the back of the book. Okay, let me rephrase that. All the answers are not in the back of the book, depending on what you are doing. If it's odd or even, you might have odd numbers in the back of book at the back of the book. If you do something that's even, let me know. If you're going to do the whole thing and the even numbers are in there, then I have to grade those because I will have the answers for that in the teacher's book. Okay, so I mean, I would do them. I mean, especially if you guys are getting ready, to kind of go to your core courses. You don't have to do them all at one time. You can do some of them. You don't have to do all because there are a lot of exercises in there. You just don't have the answers to them. I will answer those. Now, the tests that you have inside your bookstore that you're downloading, I created those exams. So you don't have the answers to those. Those are what you're sending me. If you have an exam that you did, you can go to the Sapphire portal and put it in your folder. Unfortunately, I cannot share my screen with you so I can show you that folder. But you guys go ahead and archive some of these videos that's in there. I already showed you that. What I'm looking down, let me see. What I'm looking for is, well, this is my book. It's the same thing. This is the 11th division, but this is the teacher's manual. Same as yours. It's just a teacher's manual, and I have the answers in if you want to do them. So when whoever get ready to archive this, that's answers your email. Yes, you can do odd and even if you want to. If you want to. But I give you enough of tests in there where you are able to retain. Just make sure that you use your index cards, okay? Make sure you navigate through the full entire medical terminology book. And those of you so I'm answering another email. Take a photo of, what you want me to take a photo of? Okay, so we're going to get back to you, all right? So the next thing I want you to look at is the ebook for Q&A. Okay, the Q&A. Some of you want to know about what is medical billing and coding. Okay, so that Q&A book, I loaded that in the YouTube. Remember we went over that last time, and I let you guys know that I want you to read that book, and you don't have to read the whole book because some of you already know about medical terminology. But I want you to read it so it tells you about, what's medical billing, what's coding, what's HMO, different things like that. Okay. So I definitely want you to do that. And the next thing I want you to do, I want you to start developing your skills. Some of you already work in medical billing, or some of you already work in a hospital. So I want you to, develop those skills. If you already work in a hospital, I want you to start taking heed to what people are doing around there. Especially if it's not in your area. If you are in accounts receivable and you know somebody in payment posting, take heed to what she's doing because she's using a different software than what you're using because she's posting payments. Okay. That's in your medical billing. Those of you who have medical billing or who only has downloaded medical billing, that's in there. Okay, so let me see. What I'm looking for in here is I'm looking for one of your courses that actually has that in it. That medical terminology course, when you get to the 4th chapter, check out that 4th chapter because that's going to have that information in there. Because the book doesn't only talk about medical billing. Okay, that book talks about accounts receivable, talks about collection, talks about front end, talks about back end. And each one of those also have tests in there. When you take, here go one right here. When you take those tests, I want you to send them back to me so I can grade them. I'm going to put them back in your folder. If you're a new student, your folder should be in there. If the folder is not in there, let me know so I can put it in there. But I'm always on point with that. You guys have, if no folders in there, let me know. If you have work that you want to send me, put it in the folder. I can get it from that. You still can send it to me through email, but when you put it in the folder, I'm going through those folders every night to see what's in there. Okay. If I grade something, I'm gonna shoot it back to you. Okay. So I also attached a list of the books in there, and it's gonna look like this. And this is an older one. But I sent you guys a new one and it's much bigger and it has the 2025 books in it. Now you don't need your 2025 books for you don't need the 2025 books when you are just pretty much studying. You need those books when you are hold on one second. Okay, so the 2025 books I want you guys to use when you're getting ready to take your CPC. Okay, I would prefer you use the new books. Okay, when you're taking your CPC, you could use the year before. They're gonna check your books anyway. Okay, but the new books are much better. But for study purposes, if you cannot get the new books, it's okay to get the year before. That's fine. But you won't need that until you get all the way down to your core courses, okay? Your core courses are when you start getting to the systems of the body. When you finish ICD-10, medical terminology, medical billing, those are pretty much your core courses. Your ICD-10, the beginning of those courses are telling you how to do ICD-10. What's this digit? What's your third digit? What's your fifth digit? What's your sixth digit? What is an extension? That's what it's telling you about when you get to CPT. Same thing. It's giving you the core course of how do you do CPT? How do you describe a procedure? How many digits do you need? What is a procedure? Once you learn in CPT how you do those procedures, then you're ready to go to your core courses. Because when you get ready to read something that a surgeon has done, now you're able to decipher that because you understand, what current procedural terminology is. Okay, so that's why those are your core courses. So I got the workbook down here. This is an old one. I'm going through an old one. I'm going to the step by step book. You see this book? The step by step book is one of your core books. That's how you learn how to do coding. Okay, so that's definitely one of our books. And nothing has changed in the book other than the year. So and again, you're not going to mess with those codes unless there's something that was changed. Okay. The basis of that book is to show you how to do coding. What is coding? So that book is called the Step by Step book. Okay. I don't know if you can see this one, but this one is okay because see, this is the student book. You see, that's the 11. That's the student book to the one that I have because I have the latest one. It's just a teacher's version, right, Sean? He's there somewhere. Okay. Okay, so this is also the Fortney book. I'm just kind of skipping through stuff just to kind of show you those books. Even though these books are already in there, that's your medical billing book. Okay, Sean, that's your medical billing book. Okay, you don't have to get your 16th digit division. If you do, that's fine. And again, the same thing. The only way that you're going to, pass that CPC is retaining your information that you are reading. And it's going to take, 2 hours, sit there and read. Eventually you'll kind of get used to the coding, you'll get used to the CPT, you'll get used to uh, the medical terminology knowledge. Once you start doing it, you'll be okay with it. You won't be afraid to code, because we're going to start with open and closed. Open and closed questions are multiple choice, because when you take your exam, I want you to do it the same way. Take the open and closed questions first, and then do the cases. Okay, then do the cases. I'm working on the iPad, so I can kind of go through some of the new stuff that I have in here. And again, everything is on this iPad, same thing that's in my computer, and it's also in the Google Drive. You remember, you can use Google Drive to store documents, right, Sean? You can store documents in Google Drive. You can put your courses in Google Drive. You can take Google Drive wherever you want to, because some people do have the drive, because my courses comes in a different couple of different formats. You can get it in drive, you can get it in download, you can get it on your Google Drive, or you can get it in the Sapphire portal. So there's many ways for you to get it, but I like the Google Drive because you can take it anywhere, and everybody signs into Google. Sometimes when you go places, some of them tell me they have a hard time getting into Teams, or their Wi-Fi, or something like that. But Google, I haven't heard anybody who had any issues with Google. This video, you guys remember this video? I want y'all to watch this video, because this video is about how I learned self-teaching. How I learned self-teaching. Self-teaching is nobody has to micromanage you. Nobody has to micromanage you. If the teacher gives you homework and sends you home, then she should know that you're working on your stuff and you're bringing in your homework tomorrow. This is the same thing. If I give you work to do, then I'm expecting you to do it. If I give you a chapter to do, then I'm going to be looking for the summary. So just make sure you guys take heed to that, because that's how you're going to retain. Every time you do one of my quizzes, that's how you retain. Did I say quizzes? Quiz. Don't say quizzes. Quiz. Okay? All right, so let's see what's in here. Okay, so you guys already have the syllabus document, because that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at the syllabus because I know you guys already have that. And remember, and that syllabus tells you basically what's going on with the classroom. Okay. There's also the schedule in there. That schedule, you're gonna go by that schedule word for word, okay? And that's because I don't want you to miss anything. If you take a break, if it's holiday time, XYZ, like Friday, and then you pick it up Monday. Pick it up Monday. And with you guys registering, this is the perimeter sheet. You guys can't see it. I'm just putting it up here. I would be screenshotting this, but you see this? Everybody has this. This is all of your classes here that you're going to take. But when you get your welcome packet, they send you this. Okay. Corinne is administrator. She's going to email you this. You get an email from her. Your welcome kit is there. You get your documents from there. You get your invoices. She's going to send you your email for the Sapphire portal. She's going to send you this. It has all of your courses on here. There's a whole bunch of stuff that she sends you. Once you register for your courses at the bookstore and you get that download, she's going to get that. When she gets that, then she sends you a couple of emails with everything that you need. She sends you your email for the Sapphire portal, because that's the only way you're going to get into the Sapphire portal. Okay. You got to have that email to get in there. You already have Microsoft Teams. Just add that in there. It's going to say Sapphire Physician Coding LLC. Katrina at Sapphire Physician Coding. Use that. You're going to add that on, and that's how you get in there. Because some people don't. Some people don't have download. That's fine. And some people don't want to do the download from the bookstore. So what they do is, instead of going to the bookstore, if you do the Sapphire PC 831 Cash App or Zelly or whatever she has on there, because there's other ways that registration can take payment, and they can do it like that without you downloading. And you can just get your courses straight from the Sapphire portal. So, because we had an issue like that the other day where they couldn't change it around and they had to do it like that. So there's plenty of ways to do it. And some of you guys that archive and watch this have seen me on the street, and I totally forget that you can always swipe with me if you want to, if it's credit card or whatever, because sometimes that thing freezes up, and I think that's what happened the other day when they couldn't go back in and they couldn't change it. So if that happens, anyway, let me know. There's always a way to get around that, but you got to have your courses in the Sapphire portal. The courses are always available. If you guys see dates, different dates changes, that means I'm going in there and updating stuff. I'm adding something in there. I just added to the archives portal. So when you guys go into the Sapphire portal, I added a file in there and I put well, I ain't get a chance to put them all in there, but I did put most of them in there. Most of the thumbnails of the videos that's on YouTube. So in case you're in there and you go, I don't know what Miss Lambert's doing on YouTube. I don't know what's in there. Because anything that's on YouTube is actually in one of the archive files. But we did like a little survey, and you guys are like, to get your chats from the YouTube. So that's why I started, to turn to the YouTube. But we have to do Sapphire one-on-one, because I have to show you guys how to go through the portal. Now, those of you who do subscribe, make sure you subscribe. You will get some of the information that we do. You just don't have all the other documents, tests, and different things like that. The pre-CPC exams, the HIM exams, and a lot of the reading material. But I've got over 300 videos, I believe so. Sean, is it 300 videos that I have on here that they can look at? Okay. So, and again, this is one of them. When you register, you get this. All of your courses are here. Okay. It shows you. It's like a demographic of that. Okay. Let me see. All right. So that's what I want you to look forward to. As soon as you get, and this too, as soon as you get it, I want you to look at everything in there. When you guys first register, 315, okay, Sean. So these are your courses. These are your courses. I got it on the iPad. But in your, okay, what happened there? In your in your um in your file, that's what you're gonna get. Let me get back. I don't know what just happened. In your file, that's what you're going to do. Okay, when you open up that file and you see all those classes right there, they're all there. And basically it's just for you to view. That's why I give you a full week to actually look at the orientation packet. Okay. And somebody asked me about opening their own business. I put Bank of America business plan in there. They have a business plan where they show you what banks are looking for. What if you have to do PPE or whatever type of loan, or those of you who are developing into a business, it shows you how to do a business plan in there. I mean, I think mine's is about 40 pages by now, but I mean, it has to be. When you are opening up a business and you want to get grants and stuff like that, you have to show them word for word, what you're doing in the business, how you're going to grow, what is your projections and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys are in the portal, take a look at that. That I did not put on YouTube. I did not put that on YouTube, but I think I did put the link where you guys can get it if some of you want to open up your own business. Okay. So, okay, so let me see. I just want to go in here and I want to look for that Q&A book. So the Q&A book Bill and coding book. Okay, this might be it right here. Yeah, this is it. So the billing and coding book is in there. I have several versions of the billing and coding Q&A, and the medical terminology book. It's not in here. The medical terminology that I wrote, that book is on Amazon, and you can get the Q&A book also on Amazon. Okay. Uh, let's see. For you or anybody, I want you to this is not the book, this is like a demo of the book, this is a different version of the book. The one that you guys see on YouTube, that's a new version. So when you want to get insight on billing and coding, look at that. I think I was telling somebody that the other day, so you guys go ahead and look at that. Okay. So this was going to be a quickie. So we're already 30 minutes in. Okay, we're already 30 minutes in. Okay, let's see. This is also another version, and I've got different versions of the Q&A book because throughout the years the codes have changed. So every time the codes change, I have to update that book and make sure that we have all the new codes in there. In case you guys are reading the book, so definitely go to the YouTube and find that book. I'm not sure why this is like that. Okay. So when you guys have questions, I get a lot of emails from you guys. I love the emails, but you guys can also, when you guys are archiving this video, you can send me a message below, and I can also send you back a message and kind of let you know when the next chat is, or you can text me. We can schedule one-on-one. When I type something in the Sapphire portal, um, it goes to everybody. I can do just you, or I can put all of you guys in one. Don't forget, if you guys respond to me, just respond to me. Don't respond to the whole class unless everybody's in chat. Okay. And we can do one-on-one like that too if you want to, but that's one of the good tools that we have. Okay. So I just want to get back in here. And for some reason I can't. Okay, I'm done. Y'all know I carry the iPad with me everywhere, because I can just go in here. I can be at work and then I need to jump in here real quick, and I can see everything in here. I can see all the classes. I can see everything in here. So what I'm gonna do is, you know what I think I can do? Let's pop, let's pop Teams up real quick. So when those of you who get ready, y'all gotta get ready to archive this video. When y'all archive this video, have Teams up. Have your Teams up. If you already registered for the class, everybody should have team. Even y'all do it later. Even you all who are new to the class, and some of you just came back and returned to the class. Let me just look at the teams. Just make sure that you're able to get in there. See, let me see if I can get in here. And I just look. So I'm already in. I'm in the teams, and this is what I was doing today. So when y'all do go in there, y'all can see that these are the chats that we have already done. These are the chats that we have already done. These chats are on YouTube. So if some of y'all are just entering the portal, these are on YouTube. And here, let me get to the portal. See? So some of y'all who are new, I know you can't see this, but when you just want to go to the Sapphire portal, you want to hit Sapphire portal. This gets you into the Sapphire portal. This is the Teams, okay? This is Sapphire Teams portal. Click Files. When you click on Files, you're in there. These are your courses. You see all of these folders? There's more than that, but that's how you go into your files. Let me fix that. Okay. The videos are in here too. I have the videos loaded in here too. So your full program is here. It's here. It's there. I got it everywhere. In case, I might be on a trip somewhere and somebody go, Miss Lambert, boom, I got you. Okay. So let's look in here. Files. These are all the student files. So how you get here is click on Ebony. When you get ready to archive, click on student peers. When you click on student peers, your folder is here. Okay, everybody's folders are here. So when you take a test, or you got something to send me, or you got an article or something you want to send me, put it in your file. because I go through these files every night to see what's in there. Okay. When you send me a test, Sean, you got a file in there too. That's your file, Sean. Okay. If you got something from school, Sean, or you got something from XYZ, you put it in there if you want me to look at it. Okay. Okay. Oh, here it is. Creating a business plan. So some of you do ask me about, your own business. And I meet people on the street all the time and they ask me about, doing their own business. They had a business, they want to do something else or XYZ. Okay. This is creating a business plan. Okay. Click on that, go to files. There's the business plan. Okay, that's the business plan. Remember, I told y'all I'll put that in there. So for some of you want to do your own business. So we're 35 minutes in. I just wanted to do a little bit, and then we'll start talking about other stuff that has to do with creating your own business, maintaining your work. Everything that we just talked about, I want you guys to continue doing that. Remember, the first week is just orientation. Okay, next week you guys should be working on some of your tests. So if you're working in medical terminology, that first chapter in medical terminology, once you read that chapter, you should be reading, you should be doing your first task. So if you downloaded medical terminology, you should have a task one. Task one should be explicit to the test one. Okay, give me that and I'm going to grade it. Chapter 2, test 2. Chapter 3, test 3. Okay, it's open book. You guys are home. It's open book. Those tests must come back to me. I have to grade those tests. All right. In the Sapphire portal, you can go to medical terminology. When you go to medical terminology in the Sapphire portal, the tests are at the bottom. It's going to say tests. Where is it? Oh, right here. Okay, so let me see. Let me get in there real quick. Okay, I'm going to Sapphire portal, files. All right, I'm going to scroll down. Okay. I don't know why this ain't in order, but I'm going to fix it. I want to fix it to A to Z. Now I want to go down C C D D E E. That's how I got it in order, y'all. Okay, hold on. Medical terminology is one of your prereq courses. So, oh, here it is. Okay, medical terminology prereq. There we go. So, you see this? I know you probably can't see it, but this is one of your exams. That's one of your exams. So this is actually your competency. So this is for competency 5 in chapter 5. This is going to be a doozy. So when you get to 5, it's in the medical insurance billing book. Okay? I moved that to your coding because chapter 5 and chapter 6 is medical, and your medical billing book is coding. That medical billing book has 2 coding chapters in there. I moved it to your CPT. Okay? When you get to that, let me know. When you get to chapter 5 and 6 in your medical billing book, let me know. Okay, so let's see. And when you guys see some of these, that's me telling you that that's on YouTube. Okay. And you see how it says medical terminology? Look, let me do it again. That's medical terminology. At the top of that says medical terminology. So when you go into the portal and you're looking for something on medical terminology, when you hit that, it's going to take you to YouTube anyway. Okay? All right. So we're not going to go through the whole thing. We're not going to go through the whole shebang. When you guys start on medical terminology, you make sure you let me know. If you have any issues, let me know. That medical terminology book, remember, first chapter, first task. Second chapter, second task. Send me the task so I can grade it, and then I'm going to put it back in your folder in the portal. because that's how you're going to retain. So every time I give you like a test or something, that's how you start retaining what you're doing. Because when we get ready to get to your core courses and your CPC, it's going to be a doozy. Your core courses, after you finish those four prereqs: medical billing, medical terminology, ICD 10, CPT. Remember, ICD 10 and CPT, we're going from scratch. I don't care if you know it or not. In that course, I want you to know it like this. When you get ready, we get ready to do the courses. You trust me, y'all are going to be so excited that you went through it from the bottom to the top. We're going from page one. Where did ICD 10 come from? We're going to the top, okay? Wait till you guys start reading about how ICD-10 came about and who was the first to develop that whole World Health Organization. I guess we still got the World Health Organization. I'm not even sure. They're demolishing so much stuff. I don't know, but we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the first official name of ICD-10, ICD-10 plain, and then ICD-10 CM. The ICD-10, other countries call it, ICD-10, and then you have other countries that put the CM. We're going to do so many cases. Trust me, when you get ready to take your CPC, you're going to be very comfortable. One time, boom, and you're going to pass it. Done. I'm telling you. You're either going to go to the hospital, you're going to go to the physician office, or you're going to start your own business. And the ICD-10 book is so much information, and especially in the front. And remember, some of that stuff is on your CPC. It's not going to just all be about open and closed questions, and not going to just be about cases. They're still going to ask some of things like one of the questions that's on there talks about when did AAPCs begin. That's why in the front of the CPC, I want y'all to make sure you make a note of when did it begin? How many people are in that organization? In the front of that book, it tells you a little bit about AAPC. So those of you who are already on that core course, that's one thing that's going to be on the test. They're going to ask you that. Check your illustrations in the front of your books. The ICD-10, your CPT, your HISPIC book. Those illustrations that's in the front of there, the bodies, that's what I'm talking about. Nose and the hands and the arms and stuff. Make note of that. Make note of how many bones are in the body. It's going to be on there. Okay. Make note of a lot of things there. You just can't write paragraphs in the book, because when you get ready to take your test, everybody got to bring their test up to the front, and the proctor got to go. She gonna go through the book. Can't put those stickies in there. These things here. These can't go in there. Okay, but you can put, your little. I don't have none in front of me, but y'all know. I look at one of my videos of tracking your book with these in there, because you can't put these in there. All right, we just put the little labels up at the top so you can flip to the page that you want. 9 times out of 10, the answer is right there in the book. It's right there in the book. The only tricky thing to me that was on that exam is some of the codes that look the same. We're gonna go. I can't wait till we get to the CPT part. Some of the codes that look the same, especially in labor and delivery. I think labor and delivery was the most challenge for me. I think labor and delivery, or it wasn't anesthesia. No, it wasn't anesthesia. Radiology is a doozy. When we go over radiology and anesthesia, everybody say anesthesia, but I don't think anesthesia. I think between radiology and lab, that's where I want y'all to steadfast on. Radiology and lab, and then I'm gonna show you how to when you get ready to get to the code. I'm telling you, it's like you gotta be a surgeon, you gotta be a doctor. When you get ready to get to them, I want you to highlight some of the codes that look the same. If there's a code with 2 digits, only one digit at the end look the same, highlight it. Because you're gonna be so nervous, you're gonna mess around and put the wrong one in there. Okay. So I'm moving too fast. We ain't up to that yet. We just started the 15. And some of you already started, so you're already in there. But this is for the new people. And that's just some of the perks. When y'all get up to that, Yeah, I'm gonna give away. I'm gonna give away a lot of stuff that could be on the test. So just take heed to that. But they do have some. They have some doozies on there. But we gonna go over it. We're gonna go over it to make sure you're good. Cardiology. You know that's my best subject. But cardiology, the cases are so long. Why the cases so long? The cases are so long because the surgery is long. Hip, long case. Orthopedics, long cases. So why the cases are long? That's why they long. But as you're reading those cases, don't get thrown off. Don't get thrown off because sometimes you start reading those cases and you just reading like you're in a house. You can't do that. You better be able to skim read and come to a conclusion of what that code is. That's why we have to go over and go over. And some of you who work in a specialty, I think somebody worked in the orthopedic specialty. I don't know, was that you, Ebony? Ebony, when you get ready to archive, let me know if you had the orthopedic specialty. I know a couple of y'all work at Trinity, but y'all in multiple specialties. But the good thing about it is, if you already work in a facility and you already in that specialty, you're gonna kill that specialty. Because on your exam, they're not gonna give you they're not gonna give you the same specialty. Let's say you fail it the first time, second time, they're going to flip up some of the specialties. But you're not going to get all the specialties. You might get maybe five or six. You might get five or six specialties. You might get two with medicine. Medicine, we know that's in the office. I think medicine will be all right. Well, I don't know. Diabetes might be a doozy. Um, Diabetes is a doozy because somebody told me I had trouble with that in the beginning too. But we're gonna get through it. Oculation is a doozy. Taking them blood thinners is a doozy because they're gonna ask you about some calculations and stuff in there. We're gonna go over that. We're gonna have fun. When y'all get to your courses, we're gonna have fun with that. And that's when I'm gonna get a million emails. And y'all know what I do. I gotta come on YouTube when we do the video. I'm gonna talk about all these emails. Right now, y'all kind of cool. All of y'all, the hard ones y'all passed. And my new students, yeah, we're gonna have fun when we go through that. So that's the purpose of you guys getting your CPC book at the end because your core courses are derived from that CPC book. We train just like we taking a real exam. I'm gonna give you a HIM exam. When you get like halfway through, I need to know how much you know now. How much does she know now? Let me give her this test to see if we can go halfway. So if we can get through like the smaller cases, before we start getting to the larger cases, craniotomies and stuff like that, I need to see if you can swing through the smaller cases first. So that's why I dropped the hem around your third or fourth course. So when we start getting into the kidney and stuff like that, I think you'll be all right with that section. But when we start getting into the more harder courses, that's why I need to just kind of give you a test. And no, I'm not going to tell you 70, 80, or 90. I know I don't like numbers. We're just going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what we need to strengthen. Because my goal is for you guys to go in and just pass. And those of you, all of my students from like that's gone and passed, hi Miss Lambert, that's it. That's they just working, they're coding, and they just but they've done good. I mean, so many of you guys have done good. I'm not saying everybody has passed in the first try, but the second try, yes. Somebody asked me, do I like the online exam versus the in-house? I kind of like the in-house. I mean, you're gonna pay a little bit more because you're sitting down and you are contemplating, and you don't have to have that camera around you. But it's still, if you're taking it online, take it Monday and wait all the way to Friday to take the other part. Do not take it one day after the other because I want you to take in what you just saw and then take the other on the Friday. Okay. When you go to the facility, yes, you're going to take it at the whole throttle, but I'd rather just take it at the whole throttle. Okay. I have some students that they don't go over their test, but I recommend that you kind of go over your test after you finish. Okay. So right now we're almost 50 minutes in. I'm going to shut this down. I just wanted to kind of come in because we needed to get that out there for that retain and let that's why you're going. That's why you in this course. Your course is basically for you to pass your CPC, become a certified licensed coder. Okay, you can become a certified biller if you choose to, because that's in your course as well. You don't need that to be a biller. Okay, to be a medical biller, you just need to take a 4 month, 6 month course, and that's it. Your course has all of that in there. Look at your syllabus. It gives you all those hours. Your medical billing course is in this class. So what you get in this class is enough for you to become a biller. Just make sure you pass the entrance exam for the billing. We give you that. We give you that. So I'll give you that same test. So that's not a big deal. You pass it here, you're gonna pass it there, and they're gonna train you when you get in there. Coding is different. For you to be a coder, you must be licensed. You must be licensed. You must take your AAPC or your AHIMA. You cannot do the coding. There are some hospitals that will let you take an entrance exam. I'm gonna give you one of them. If you pass that entrance exam, they'll give you 90 days to take your license. Some of them pay for you, but as long as they see that you have the skill to pass that test. All right, so I know that she knows how to code. She knows how to decipher these cases. She knows how to drop these charges in there. She knows what they are. They will give you 90 days to take your license, okay? To take your exam. All right, medical billing, you don't really need that. I mean, you can do it if you want to because AAPC has that, but in medical billing, you don't really need that. What you get here is good enough for what you need to work in a hospital doing medical billing. I'm going to give you that same entrance exam that you're going to get in there, and you got to pass it with a 70. I'm recommending 80 because I don't like 70s. Because when I send you to that doctor's office and he come back and tell me no, then it's going to be a problem. All right. No, she didn't pass. Okay. So let's go. And I'll see you guys next time. Sean, I'll see you next time. You guys let me know. Send me a message and I'll see you again. And I'll message you back. Don't forget, go into the portal. Okay. We're signing off. Next time, we're going to share screen. Bye.